Hello, welcome back to the Games Kingdom. My name's Carl King and today we're going to be doing a bit of an unboxing for the board game Scythe. Scythe is a 1 to 5 player game from Stonemaier Games, designed by Jamie Stonemaier, and the art and world building is by Jacob Rosalski. For those of you who don't know, and Scythe has been out for quite a few years now, it is a board game set in an alternate history, 1920s. It is a time of farming and war, broken hearts and rusted gears, innovation and valour. The backstory to the game is that the ashes from the First Great War still darken the snow in 1920s Europa. The capitalistic city-state, known simply as the Factory, which fueled the war with heavily armoured mechs, has closed its doors, drawing the attention of several nearby countries. With characters from 5 factions converging on a small but highly desired swath of land, who will gain fame and fortune by establishing their empire as a leader of Eastern Europa. So the object of the game, each player represents a character attempting to make their faction the richest and most powerful in Eastern Europa. And those players explore and conquer territories, enlist new recruits, produce resources and workers, build structures and deploy monstrous mechs. It typically begins with players building up their infrastructure, exploring the world, and then engaging every other player in combat, or at least some of the players in combat. The game progresses as players place stars or achievements on the board, and it ends when a player places their 6th star on the triumph track, and you earn a star for accomplishing any of the following items. You complete all 6 upgrades, you deploy all 4 of your mechs, you build all 4 structures, you enlist all 4 recruits, you have all 8 workers on the board, you reveal 1 completed objective card, you win combat up to 2 times, you have 18 popularity, or you have 16 power. So the goal is to have the greatest fortune at the end of the game, and a typical winning fortune is around $75. You can accumulate coins throughout the game, but you will earn most of them during endgame scoring in the following 3 categories: every star token you've placed, every territory you control, and every 2 resources controlled. The amount of coins you earn depends on your level on the popularity track, and the higher your popularity, the more coins you will earn. You'll also get a few bonus coins based on where you have built your structures. So that's a brief overview of the game. So as I say, today is a bit of an unboxing, so we'll have a quick look through. We'll get on to rule books and things towards the end, but what we'll do first is we'll have a look at some of the resources that you get in the game. So it comes with the standard. This is the standard retail game, which I picked up recently from a shop called Game. In the UK, it's September 2022. I managed to pick this up at a massive discount. They're currently selling this online at $34.99. They may have some copies in the shops. I got it online and it was £5 to get it posted to me. So for just under £40 I got a game that is valued around about sort of 60, so I got about 33% off. There are some nice chunky cardboard player aids. There's a couple of little tracks that you put together, little dials, so you get the components for those. You get some little Stonemaier branded tubs for use on the tabletop. You can see how new this game is. All the cards are still in their wrapping. So we have different sizes. It's probably the only thing that I don't like about a lot of games is where companies put cards in and they have more than one card size. Just stick with one card size would be my idea on these sorts of things. So as you can see here, there's 3 different sizes. So if like me, you're a gamer who likes to sleeve their cards to protect them, then obviously you've got to buy or have available 3 different sleeve sizes. And obviously, you know, there's not a huge number of cards here, so you know, you're buying maybe sort of a pack of 100, 150 cards just to be able to sleeve a few of these. And then some of these cards, I think these are more sort of like tarot card size, and then you get your sort of standard Euro sizes. But yeah, that's the only thing that I don't like in some of the games that I've got, is the fact that they put sort of 2, 3 and sometimes even 4 different card sizes. Just pick a card size, stick with it and use it throughout your game, so it's easier for players and people if they want to put sleeves on them. We've got some smaller sort of player area boards, and then you get, which I think is very nice on these are inlaid boards, but it does simply work a lot better with these because you have things that you put in these at the start of the game, and then you sort of take them off as the game progresses and you sort of upgrade and do certain things in the game. Your little sort of tokens, coloured tokens, will come out of these areas to show that you've got those sorts of upgrades on your player board that you can use during the game. So, and then you get bags upon bags of different coloured pieces and resources. So there are several resources throughout the game, and obviously you can see here, hopefully in the bag, you can see what I mentioned earlier about putting stars out. So you've got some stars in these bags in the different player colours. As I say, it is a 1 to 5 player game. So I've played this 2 or 3 times with friends' copies. Not done very well, I must admit, on either of those occasions. So I bought this because it was such a great deal, and I thought I'd start to have a few games solo so I could sort of build up the sort of mechanics of the game and try and pick them up a little bit better for when I play with friends in a group. And then you also get these sort of plastic miniatures. So you can see here, these ones are the mechs, and you've got 4 in each colour, and then each player also gets their own sort of character stroke leader miniature as well. So yeah, they're quite nice. Don't think I'll do anything with the mechs. I may paint the leaders, but the fact that they've been sort of put onto those bases, if you want to sort of like undercoat these things, then obviously the bases have been coloured already for the players, and it looks like they've been sort of glued down. You can see the sort of glistening of the glue on there, so it's going to be a bit difficult to take those off, potentially without ruining parts or breaking parts of the model. So again, perhaps that was something that they could have thought of, maybe just sort of have them slotted in, or not sort of put onto there in a sort of glued format, but perhaps have a plain base and then have those sort of coloured rings that you can slot onto the bottom, so that you can take those off and paint them. But yeah, I'll maybe have a look at doing that at a later date. So those are the miniatures, and then you get a few sort of quick, you get a quick reference guide, you get an achievement sheet where you can write down obviously who has done what. This is the automa or the solo sort of mode, for want of a better phrase. So I'll be having a look through this and seeing how this plays. So as I said, so I can sort of have a few games of this and get used to playing maybe a little bit better than I did when I was playing in a group. And then just move this to one side. We've got the main rule book. So it's not huge, but you know, there's a few pages in here. So you know, it's sort of 30, just over 30 pages. Gives you a list of components of what you get in the game. So important concepts, types of units, so it will give you what they do. Tells you how to set the board up, and then setting up your own player boards. Like I said earlier, you place your player pieces in certain of those sort of hole stroke slots on the player board, and you sort of go from there. Gives you the gameplay, top row actions, terrain, your bottom row actions. This will all become clear obviously if you've got the game and or if you do get it and you start to play. More bottom row actions, nicely detailed throughout, as you can see. Some nice sort of coloured illustrations and pictures of the board and the components. Then you've got your individual faction abilities. It tells you how to do combat. It tells you about encounters, about the factory, objectives within the game, alliances and bribes, placing stars, and the game end and scoring track, and sort of how you do that at the end of the game. So obviously at the end of the game you'll be moving your counters up here depending on what points you've gained from certain things during the game. And then it tells you a bit about the characters and a few highlighted rules. And then obviously you've got your sort of things on the back telling you you know, interested in promo and specialty items. If you want to watch a how to play video, which you can find on YouTube and all sorts of other pieces of social media, there's plenty of things out there these days for people who, when you buy a new game, I find the best thing to do is find somebody perhaps like Rodney Smith or somebody like that who's done a how to play video. They normally last anything from sort of 15 minutes to 30-35 minutes, but it gives you an overview of how to play the game, and them sort of talking you through it sometimes, certainly in my case, has helped me sort of pick up how a rule works, simply because they've explained it on a video, and you can better grasp what that does within the game. So the last thing to show you is the board. It's quite a nice big chunky board. So this is what we have, and one on this side. Now I believe that this is the sort of side that you do if you're playing a 2 to 5 player game. So these are the areas and places that you can go, and it gives you your sort of starting points. And then the one I showed you the first time, which is this one, I believe is the board that you use if you're playing solo. So yeah, as I say, it's a nice looking, well laid out board, nice and thick, very good sort of well made game board. And then obviously you've got your tracks and different areas here for cards and things to be put out whilst you're playing. But yeah, if you've played this before, then obviously you may well be a fan anyway. But if you haven't, obviously, as I say, if you're in the UK and you fancy picking this up or having a look at it, currently Game have it on sale at $34.99. So yeah, go check it out. This is SCYTHE by Stonemaier Games. My name's Carl King, as I said, and this has been an unboxing and quick sort of run through of what the game's about, of SCYTHE, and until next time, we'll see you again. Bye.